And it's just hard. And I know I'm probably being selfish, but it's hard as a woman, a single woman in the church, because so many times you don't feel heard. That conversation in Relief Society turned to the widows and not even to the divorced women or the single sisters, and it's just hard. I mean, I feel overwhelmed. My house is an absolute wreck. I've got boxes that I bought to organize stuff in June that I still haven't even gotten close to doing. Uh, and I don't know when I'll have the time or the energy. I've been even trying to tell myself to spring clean things if I do like one wall at a time. And it's not happening. And there are times when I just feel like there's no one to talk to about things. I mean, I have friends, but you move and those friends are miles away, and you don't know how to say those things. You don't want to be like, I'm depressed, come cheer me up, kind of thing. Even tonight after the conference, I talked to a couple people from my ward, and it was nice, but when they ask you how you're doing, I never know what to say. I always say I'm okay, which is true. I mean, life's not horrible, awful. I have a roof over my head, and I do find reasons to laugh every day. But yeah, it's just hard. So if you want to help out the single sisters in your ward, widow, divorced, whatever, um, invite them out to dinner. Not to get them to date anybody, but just invite them out to dinner. Um, invite them to sit with you in church. Uh, I realized tonight that I mean, people will sit by me because I'm cool and I'm nice, but, I don't have anyone to sit with. And, and that I think's been like the one big difference is, you know, I don't, I don't really have any close friends in the ward. And yeah, so invite them to sit with you, invite them to dinner, invite them, bring them food once in a while. Because there have been nights when, like last night, I was exhausted, I was tired, I'd had a long, stressful day at work. And I ended up ordering chicken noodle soup from Noodles and Company because, oh my word, it was delicious. Not as many vegetables as they said there were, but that was okay. If you want to help the single sisters in your ward out, and I mean, I don't know what it's like for a mid-singles branch. When I was in the UK, there were no YSA. Well, there was one YSA ward, and that was in London, which was 4 hours away by train. So most wards just had a YSA, and then when I was in Scotland, I was in charge of the kind of the older singles, 30 plus. When all hope starts to begin to be lost. And anyway, it was just, and I'm trying to think how to say this. I know I probably need to work on this too. And I know part of it is right now, I'm doing my own healing, but I get so tired of guilt trips. I went to a Relief Society activity this week, and it was about serving the homeless, and which sounds great, but it's usually stuff that you can do during the day. And and I tried not to feel guilty that I'm not out there, that I'm not superwoman, that I'm not running around, baking cookies for all the orphans and, visiting my sisters every month, and, and that sometimes you have to take a break and serve yourself, the even the Savior did that. He took breaks. Anyway, so it was just hard. So the speakers were good. It was all about prayer. It was all about, you know, um, being closer to the Savior. And I'm struggling with that right now too. This past year has just been really hard. And I don't really want to go into detail about that. But the last talk, second to last talk, was by this young man, probably younger than me, so he's a young man. and he talked about seasons, and I was so excited for his talk. And then I saw the wedding ring on his finger because he was kind of cute, but you always do the wedding ring check after a certain age. So he started talking about seasons, and his first season was seasons of loneliness. And he started to share a story from his mission when his family was home, and he wanted to be there helping them, but he was on his mission, and how the Lord blessed him and sent him someone to teach. And I just started thinking, you don't know loneliness. uh, you know, that's not loneliness. You were with a companion. You were, you know, you had family there. I mean, I guess kind of supporting you. Um, I don't know. It's kind of like the people that they haven't done this for a few years, but that used to tell me not to give up hope about dating because, I mean, they thought they'd given up hope and then they got married when they were like 25 or even younger. And I'm thinking, try it for 15 more years and then tell me what it's like to have to date for 20 years. 20 plus, actually. Which is honestly why I've kind of given up on the whole dating thing. Anyway, so that was just kind of how I thought is, you don't know loneliness. And then he shared this story, and a woman had shared a story about this it's one of the miracle stories. There was this man who started a fire somewhere, and he kneeled down and prayed and prayed and prayed for the Lord to stop the fire, and this one cloud appeared out of all the other clouds and put the fire out. And of course there were no other clouds around, and it only rained in that spot. And I'm always kind of like, sure. I just get suspicious of miracle stories, because I'm probably sure I've had small experiences like that in my life. I mean, I've had experiences where I've wanted someone to call and they do, but I've also had many more experiences where no one does, and I'm the one that has to get up and put out the fire. And then this young man, this gentleman shared a story about, struggling, him and his wife struggling to have children, and then kind of implied that paying into the Ward Missionary Fund had helped them get pregnant. But, drop by a meal. Ask them if they need help vacuuming their vents or cleaning their blinds or, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I mean, that may just, like I said, it may just be the mindset I'm in right now because it's just hard emotionally with this therapy, and I'm really struggling a lot with feeling out of place and feeling that I'm not good enough and that I'm horrible at everything, which is great when you have a job that involves critiquing other people and having people critique your work. So, yeah, and I mean, I know how to get over it, I know how to get through it, and I have the tools I need, and it is going to get better. It's just going to take time. Anyway, but yeah, so life's hard right now, and it's okay. That was one of the seasons he talked about, was the seasons of loneliness and the seasons of desperation, and I'm experiencing both of those. There are times when I wish more than anything in the world I could have a partner in my life, someone that would like do the dishes and make dinner and comb the cats, so they're not as hairy, and and someone to talk to about this process. And I think that's kind of one reason why I've started this channel, is I want to talk about what it's like, being single and having to go through things alone, and I know if anything happened that people would step up, but it's just the day-to-day stuff that's the hard part. The crisis stuff's fine, but the day-to-day stuff is what's hard. So anyway, so I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, and like, subscribe, and share. Apparently this is called a call out. But yeah, share. Um, I hope that we can all be more understanding of each other, and I can be more understanding of those who are different from me. And anyway, uh, yeah, I will talk to you later.